Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the 1969 Pontiac GTO, the Judge. Now this is a vehicle that came out a couple of months ago and I never made a review. So better late than never, they say. So in today's video we're going to check out how the Judge performs fully upgraded, what customization it has, as well as how it handles in Gran Turismo 7. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, well, hit that like and subscribe button. So when you first get behind the wheel of the Pontiac GTO, the car handles like your typical muscle car. There's a ton of body roll, the vehicle slides out, but it's almost like a slide in slow motion. You aren't actually going that fast. Oh, and by the way, you can pick this vehicle up from the legendary dealership, which means it is in a rotation, so when the next time it's gonna come back, we truly don't know. But the car only costs about 200,000 credits. Now, this car has a naturally aspirated 6.6 liter V8, which is cranking out a whopping 364 brake horsepower. Now, the vehicle does only weigh 3,510 pounds, which surprisingly isn't really that heavy considering it's a classic muscle car. Now, top speed wise, stock standard, it can hit a top speed of 128 miles per hour, which is 206 kilometers per hour, which isn't too bad, and this all comes in at a PP rating of 458.25. So the PP on this vehicle is ridiculously small. I did that on purpose. So now when it comes to getting behind the wheel of it around Kyoto Driving Park, the vehicle just wanted to slide at every single corner. But with it being not the fastest thing around, it was honestly so easy to control. Now even when you didn't want to slide the vehicle out, the car, you would notice quite a bit of body roll. The car would almost sort of bounce across the circuit. So when it comes to being full on track focused, well, that's not really the aim of the vehicle standard. Now surprisingly, with the car having a 4-speed in it standard, you'll notice that the car will hit red line and top out insanely quick. You don't even need a super long straightaway. So the 4-speed really is a disadvantage and needs to go immediately. That is the first thing that we need to upgrade. So we need to put a fully customizable racing transmission in it. And I mean, we're gonna do that anyway, but still. Now, overall, top speed wise acceleration, it's, as I said, it's giving a typical late 60s muscle car, where the car's performance isn't too bad, but compared to modern day standards, it's mid. It's nothing to wow you or anything like that. And honestly, if you're looking for a young drift car, by all means, this is your answer. This car can slide. It's not going to be a fast slide, but it honestly just takes every corner with such grace and just puts the back end out and just lets it slide out. It's honestly quite a fun vehicle and one that you could consider using for your classic muscle events or just your classic master events in Gran Turismo 7. Now I actually just need to double check if it can participate in the classic masters or if it doesn't meet the requirements. So okay, let's say you want more out of your Pontiac GTO. You want this thing to be a full ripper and just eat up a circuit. Well, by all means, you can then head on over to a tuning shop and upgrade this vehicle. So then when it comes to upgrading the Pontiac GTO, you're gonna spend quite a bit of money. I mean, you spend a lot of thousands on every single car. We have ultimate parts for the GTO. We have titanium connecting rods and pistons. Then we have a carbon propeller shaft. That is a must add. Look, as you can see, it doesn't show any change on the stats that is displayed, but it does really make a difference when it comes to the acceleration of the vehicle. Then once we fully upgrade, slapping on a high RPM supercharger, weight reduction, and just fully maxing out the vehicle, we're gonna see the vehicle being left with 840 brake horsepower and a weight of 1191 kgs. So that is us losing almost what, just over 400 kgs. That is a lot of weight to actually be stripped out of a car, and performance to go from 300 to 800, that is a massive jump in performance. Now the thing is, when it comes to classic cars in Gran Turismo 7, well, classic American vehicles in Gran Turismo 7, they can't handle power at all. All they do is light up the rear wheels. You have to half throttle them the entire way around the circuit if you want to set any sort of good lap time, or if you just don't want to light up the rear wheels. Now when it comes to customization for the GTO, well, there really isn't much. You have two options for the front lip, then you have the standard wing, you have a wingless option, you have a type A spoiler which I apply to the vehicle, and a custom wing. So there is a bit of customization for the Pontiac GTO, which is nice to see. Now when it comes to you testing the vehicle out again, if you head back out onto circuit, no traction control on like before, you are gonna notice a massive difference. The vehicle immediately lights up the rear tires, but that's only if you just mash your foot to the floor. If you're able to take corners in a conservative way, you will actually see that this vehicle will set quite fast lap times. Coming down the straightaway, before we weren't even able to reach 200 kilometers per hour. Now we're doing almost 280. That is a massive difference, and something you really need to watch out for in this vehicle is when it comes to cornering. If you get on the accelerator too soon, that is going to be you gone. The rear end is going to try and overtake you, so you do need to be careful when doing that. So also something, when you are taking a corner and you're just like half throttling, do be careful, because sometimes, as I said, the vehicle just has a mind of its own. It's not every time you corner, but the rear end will try to overtake you, and sometimes you can't save it. But overall, the braking system on this vehicle is really good, considering the fact that with most cars, well, most classic cars in Gran Turismo 7, if you have high horsepower, even if you fully upgrade the braking system, the brakes aren't really the best. However, in the GTO, the Judge, that's not the case. The brakes slow you down enough to get you around the corner, that you don't have to start stressing and be like, okay, this car needs to slow down, needs to slow down, needs to slow down. So the car braking system, really good. Then the acceleration, if you're able to put your foot down without lights up the rear wheels, you will see this car climb speed incredibly fast, especially even if it spins through first, second and third. The minute it's fourth gear, you are taking off. You are just gonna see your speedo absolutely climb. So now with the fully customizable racing transmission in the car, we receive a fifth gear. That is why we are able to travel up to speed of 270 kilometers per hour, and I was actually able to get the Pontiac GTO to go well over 310 kilometers per hour. And honestly, the Pontiac has a lot more in it. It's such a fast and just a good fun vehicle to handle. If you don't want it to slide out, by all means, it doesn't have to slide out. It's what it wants to do, but you don't have to let it slide out. And you're gonna find yourself setting lap times around Kyoto Driving Park around a 1 minute 35 second range. Now that's insanely fast. That is modern day sports car, supercar territory. 1 minute 35 is insanely fast for a classic muscle car, because as I said, with the classic muscle cars in Gran Turismo 7, they aren't really the best when it comes to handling power. Even the ones that have engine swaps and this and that done to it, those vehicles struggle to break into the 1 minute 40 time frame because they just spend majority of their time spinning up their wheels. However, with the Pontiac GTO, I think it's at the perfect range where it has just the right amount of power to get you where you need to be, but also it doesn't have 1,000 horsepower, because if it had that would be overkill and the car would just honestly just go down. So with all of this being said, the Pontiac GTO, the Judge, is an insanely fast all-round vehicle, and with a performance point rating of 742 points, being fully upgraded with a little bit detuning, you can use this vehicle for the WTC 700. Now I haven't tested out myself, but I will, and I'll put a pinned comment letting you know how the fuel efficiency is on this Pontiac. So with all this being said, the Pontiac GTO, an incredible vehicle. It's extremely affordable, and overall, in my opinion, I think this may be the best classic muscle car in the game. So if you haven't tried it out already, well, you need to. So with all this being said, I hope you guys did go on to enjoy this video. Don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.